to all the Eternal Baseball faithful, and to my other friend, Brent Sunday. We're back for another edition of the Eternal Baseball podcast. And I did some research. The only place you can see baseball right now. So, and for the foreseeable future. So, there were no free agent signings today in Major League Baseball. A lot of good NFL action, but if you're a C-Med and if you're dying for some baseball,
This is the only place you can find King Kelly. Let's be frank.
Right, and you know he's around here somewhere.
He's lurking somewhere on the catwalk. He is.
The guy who was there was a guy on. I went through Tampa's roster today because we are going to have the Rays are hosting the Tigers in our game of the week, and I added Andrew Kittredge to their roster. They're one of their fireballing relievers of note right now, and I forget who it bumped, but Jake Odorizzi was back on the main roster, and Kittredge was out. And if you're just looking at it by ERA, Kittredge is like sixth on the whole team. Like, there's no way you don't have him on the roster. And then, but as I looked at it, Odorizzi's numbers are actually pretty good. So from lower down in the pen, it was Danny Baez was doing a King Kelly today, and we sniffed that out and sent him back to, I hate to call it the farm, but
they have like a private Telegram channel, right, where they all figure out how to get back on the roster.
Yep, back to the farm he goes. When we were pubbing up today's broadcast on Facebook with our affiliated groups, I actually had to count them up because I tried to make an opening day announcement to every group we're affiliated with, and there's like 10 of them that are just baseball groups. We love baseball forever and vintage baseball fans and whatever. But like, we have 443 affiliated Facebook groups.
We're officially a hub. We are a hub.
And guess what happens when you try to send one message to all of them? Yeah, that's right. Facebook flags you as a spammer and they block you out for a while. So I got blocked out for I don't know, half a day.
We're still in the penalty box or no?
Yeah, just like, hey, man, we think you might be spamming. So we've locked you out for a while. So then as soon as I got open, I just hit it again, right? And boom, they locked me out again. This next time for 3 days.
Oh, man, we're on thin ice, man.
And I'm like, I wrote to them, and I'm like, look, I get it. And I like that you're looking out because nobody likes spam. Nobody wants to buy this T-shirt showing up on their forums. But these are forums that have accepted. We had to basically apply to most of them. Yeah. We've been accepted. Most of them we had all through the whole first season. So I get it that they're most interested in Major League Baseball. And that's why if you're a fan in one of those groups, you'll only see a post from us like once every other week, right? Your team has to have a player of the day or be on the podcast, be on the game of the week. Or Manny Ramirez hit 4 homers in a game twice last season. So, well, that probably just got him player of the day. But still, we are invited guests of all those people, but we're not allowed to contact them all at once. So I got to be a little more judicious with the posting. And today I was pumping up the Tigers-Rays game and letting the Tigers and Rays groups know. And there's one group that's like fans of the 1968 world champion Detroit Tigers. And they were the ones who made a ton of noise about Bill Freehand being overlooked originally. And he was. And we fixed that for him. We always like fan feedback. So I threw that up there and they kicked it out right away. No. This post not allowed by the admin. So I reached out again and I changed the intro and said, Norm Cash, Al Kaline, and wasn't Jim Bunning, but Mickey Lolich and the Tigers face the Tampa Rays tonight on the Eternal Baseball podcast. Send. Wait a minute. Kicked out again.
Come on.
You hate Al Kaline? So I actually reached out to the admin and explained, said, hey, here's what we do. We've posted on your site, several times in season 1, but not a lot. We don't pound you. It isn't here's the box score every day. It's just, hey, we're Eternal Baseball, take a look. And right now, it's content your fans might really like when there's no alternative. So, we'll see. We got that from a couple of groups today.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have resolution, Mark.
Not yet.
Cliffhanger.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But there's that group. There's an 84 Tigers group that that likes the 84 Tigers. So that's for us: Trammell, Whitaker, Willie Hernandez, and Kirk Gibson. And
just crushing Bavak with spirits. Just crushed him.
They've been squeaky a little bit. So, but check this out. I'll show you my secret weapon. If they spark and go, hey, these aren't the 84 Tigers.
We're not giving away trade secrets here, are we?
No. But look at this. You're gonna like this. I got this just as eye candy for them. Just say, what about this?
Oh, nice. Bam. Is that Pat Borders?
Pat Borders, man. But I think, and now we don't know the end of this play, but Borders, I hope Borders still has the ball.
Right? I am pretty sure he's deceased. Like, he did not take that hit from Kirk Gibson. And
but if he hadn't even received the throw yet,
those little green dots are his soul.
Leaving his body. Yeah, Pat Borders, salute. So, and that, kids, is why we don't have home plate collisions anymore. So anyway, let me get right back to it and how we normally start things off. So, starting to fill out the weekly tracker here, and I like that I've got the current standings up there, very clearly stating with a disclaimer on the bottom, these standings do not include tonight's Tigers-Rays game because it's the last game. This was actually a mistake I made. Normally, we play the first game off the Monday schedule on our Sunday night podcast. But I wanted to get the Rays in early because they were the last team we got to last year. The team did not have a good season last year. So they were like 40-80 when we got them on the Sunday night podcast. But they are one of the teams to watch because they improved so much. And there shouldn't be a lot of change season to season, personnel-wise, for Eternal Baseball. But the younger the team, the more likely they are to have a guy suddenly get their third season of dominance and then pop in the stats, or have a rookie like Randy Arozarena pound their way onto the roster. So they've got a couple of new guys between Arozarena and Juan Franco, who's hurt right now, again, in Eternal Baseball. Dopo nuts out there. And Andrew Kittredge and Shane McClanahan. So I think they got 4 or 5 new players. So, and as you can see, they're at least competitive. Again, only 10 games, but they're 500. But you can't afford to get off to a slow start in the American League South because Birmingham is such a force. And they are, again, they're at 8-3.
Let's all take a second in Texas.
Yeah. Well, and part of that is they just finished a set with Birmingham. Oof. So, maybe they aren't that bad, but oof. And if you're a Ranger fan wondering how it works, it'll be quite a while before Corey Seager becomes a Ranger in Eternal Baseball because he's got to be more Ranger than Dodger, and he's got some years to work off. So, but he'll get there, unless it gets traded like A-Rod. So, anyway, looking at I bolded our division leaders right now, and again, small sample size, but one thing to look at and really like, your World Series teams from last year are leading their divisions, San Francisco and Birmingham. And the Cubs won the North in that one-game playoff from St. Louis after they tied in the regular season last year. But Arizona did not have a good year last year, and they're off to a good start. The Mets had a terrible year, and that's what I would expect from. And again, you don't get Scherzer maybe ever because he's only got 3 years left. But they're running Prime, DeGrom, Gooden, Seaver at the top of their rotation.
Yes.
So yeah, New York should be a threat, and they are. I always root for Montreal, and they're competitive this year so far, and they weren't last year. Montreal is one of those franchises, kind of like Birmingham, that they're never going to get better, right? None of their players are active anymore, so they're not going to have a great 2022 and top their Eternal Baseball stats, and they're not trading for or signing anybody. So Montreal and Birmingham are pretty much what they're going to be. So I always thought the Expos got hosed, and so I didn't want them to come back and just be a doormat like they kind of were last year. So, but Boston's the story at 10-1 out in the East, and they were competitive out in the East last year. But part of the trick of Eternal Baseball is you got to win your division to make the playoffs. So a Red Sox team that won, I don't know, 93 or 94 games didn't make the playoffs because the Yankees were a little bit better last season. Milwaukee is one of the teams we told you to keep your eye on because they added 4 new starters to their, I guess, to a 6-man rotation. So it's the 3 kids. It's Burns, Peralta, and the third one, Woodruff.
Yeah.
As well as, I think it's Pete Vukovich, who I know nothing about. And that's why we overlooked him with put together the original Brewers. So it's those 4, and only Chris Bosio and Teddy Higuera are hanging on from last year's really kind of dismal Brewer rotation. So they're back and they're feisty. And then Seattle's good. But they were this good last year early. And then the bottom just fell out. So
it's the year, Weber.
Big asterisk on the Mariners for
what? Get that negativity out of here.
I'm just saying. So anyway, for the week that was, there were only a couple standout teams. Boston went 5-1. The Tigers are 4-1, and they have their 6th game of the week tonight at Tampa. And then Tampa was 3-2. We're just flagging them because they still have 1 game to go. Texas was 1-5, but I think 3 of those losses were to Birmingham, and Birmingham's incredible. The White Sox, I'm not sure why they're off to a rough start yet, but at 1-5 this week, coupling up to 3-8 overall. There's trouble on the south side. So that's where we're at for our weekly standings. For our game of the week. Oh, hang on, I'll make sure this right. Game of the week, and now I'll close the standings. Okay. So if you look over at the batting leaders and stuff, this is stuff we didn't have available to you daily last year, but you are getting daily at eternalbaseball.com. So none of this should be a surprise. One thing I do need to keep, I want to keep an eye on in some games I've simmed live. The computer tends to be sticking with starters longer than you probably should. So I've seen some guys get past their pitch count with no relievers up yet. And so when that happens in a game, I'll stop it, take over control of that team, usually just put a lefty and a righty up in their pen and then give them control back. Because a guy shouldn't be past his pitch count, even if he's throwing a gem, without somebody getting ready. So I'm working on that. There's a toggle that makes the managers pull guys when they're tired. And I'm not sure it's working as well as I want. And you can see where this is maybe getting to be a problem because Cy Young has 4 wins in 11 games for Boston. So not that he probably couldn't throw every 3rd day, but we are trying to keep a more realistic leash on our pitchers because they do have inning limits. And so, I mean, for Cy Young, it might be 350. But pitching every 3rd day and hardly coming out means he might be out of innings by what would normally be August or, a month after the All-Star game. He might not have any innings left. We want to make sure that doesn't happen. So, anyway, you can keep a closer eye on the league leaders this year than you could last year. Again, updated daily on our homepage at eternalbaseball.com. But for today, we'll get into the scoreboard here. And then I got to jump into the future a little bit. I still haven't figured out why it always starts in January 2019. Because I think it was one of the early decisions we made when we were planning Eternal Baseball was that we wanted the game for today should be today's date. Because I can only imagine how confusing it would be to say, okay, I sent you the May 5th scoreboard. And you'd be like, May 5th? Which one? When was that? When was May 5th? Oh, that was on November 30th. Okay. Like, that's a Who's on First episode just waiting to happen.
Especially our older brains.
Yeah,
it might break us.
Yeah, we're not that bright. So, all right. So here we are on December 12th. This will be the last game up. Detroit and Tampa Bay. And I've already selected them both as home teams because I always take a look at the home stadium before we play a game, and I only got to it this evening, actually. And the shot I had of the Trop was way too zoomed in. And if you're too zoomed in, if you don't have all the grass behind the catcher in the image, then the screens with the info and the stats on them cover up your runner at first base. And I don't know about you, but I know about Brent. He likes to run. So we got to know what our capabilities are there. So.
Dude, speed kills, but man.
Yeah, he's killed us plenty of times.
I will run us out of an inning without a second thought.
So we'll give Detroit control back to the computer and pop in. We're usually the home team, so we'll be Tampa tonight. The one note for the Tampa lineup, well, Detroit's throwing right-hander Bill Donovan. So the Tampa lineup versus right-handers looks like this. And the big hole there is Wander Franco, who is out 4 more days with some sort of injury. I'm not sure what. So he's out. But if we sort by OPS versus right-handers, the first guy available not in the lineup is Willie Adames. So he slides in nicely as our the opposite of the once and future king, right? The past and used to be king is still a Ray at heart. So there he goes. And then pitch wise, and this actually made me smile when I put it together. You still have Blake Snell, but they give him a max pitch count of 95 because they never let Blake Snell throw long enough, at least in the World Series. Is that too soon? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit because this tends to blast. The music blasts us a bit. But I think we're ready for baseball. And again, just looking at the lineup here for OPS versus right-handers, it's all the top guys anyway, right? It's is it Lau or Low? I always get it wrong. Brandon.
I think it might be Low, but I could be mistaken as well.
I should have looked it up, but I did have a guy. We're on a new Tampa board on Facebook, and a good one, really active, and they gave us a lot of good feedback. And one guy was just, get Aubrey Huff out of here.
Oh, from his politics or what?
No, it wasn't that at all. It was just like he doesn't belong. And I'm like, his numbers average for his 3 good years there are like, here we go, 294, 25 homers, 87 RBI. And he plays an average first, a subpar third, but good corner outfield, right? That guy's got value. And back in the day, he might have been the only one with value on the Rays. So let's not forget the guys who got you here.
Rob has a comment about Snell.
Yeah. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. And it's funny because I can change the manager's name. So I could put Kevin Cash's photo up, or I guess it's Joe Madden. I could put Joe Madden's photo up, but name the manager something else if we want to really do the puppet master thing. But the one place where Tampa's got a real hole is catcher. And it's a shame because I think Zunino is better known as a Ray now, but he spent several years in Seattle. So it's going to be another year or two before Zunino becomes more Ray than Mariner and comes over. But right now they run Deoner Navarro and Toby Hall as their catching options. So you can see there's a pretty significant drop before you get to Navarro. But anyway, we go all lefties and then Adames and then Zobrist and Navarro at the bottom. So.
Welcome to Tropicana Field for tonight's game between Detroit and Tampa Bay. Bill Donovan takes the mound for Detroit. He's made 2 starts on the year and is 0-2 with an earned run average of 8.16. His second start against Tampa Bay. He's 0-1 with a 2.00 earned run average against Tampa Bay. He'll be opposed by Blake Snell for Tampa Bay. He's made 2 starts on the year and is 0-1 with an earned run average of 5.06. his first start against Detroit. Pitching for Tampa Bay, number 4, Blake Snell. Leading off for Detroit, third baseman, number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
And if that doesn't strike fear in your heart,
I was gonna say, lead off, Miggy.
Third baseman, Miguel Cabrera.
I love it.
That's because Detroit has like 5 first basemen who absolutely rate. And Cabrera so qualifies. Remember, this is Cabrera in his absolute prime, at least as a Tiger. So young enough. I think he actually did play a pretty bad third for them early on. So
yeah, when he was a little svelter.
Yeah, a little. One thing Rob brought up, our good pal Rob Azari, before the game, he asked if there were catwalk rules for Eternal Baseball in Tampa. And as far as I know, they pretend the catwalks aren't there. So, and thank God for that. So, okay, so Miguel Cabrera leading off, which gives you a bit of a heart murmur about who could possibly be cleaning up. Well, we can see up there it's Heilman, who's ridiculous. His 3-year average is 385. So no big deal, right? Well, he was an MVP finalist last year. So Blake Snell, here we go.
Designated hitter, Nicholas Castellanos.
We did get some feedback from the Tampa fans. Normally, when it's a new board, I just put up the starting 9 images because it shows a bunch of guys they all like, sparks a little conversation to kick things off. And I got a bunch of where's Zobrist? Where's Zobrist? And he's in the lower right-hand corner of the 9, but it's this picture. And I'm guessing he didn't rock the beard very long.
Mm.
It was just a nice, good, clean shot that I selected. So I may have to update that because the beard is throwing. Even the Tampa faithful are like, I didn't even recognize it. So I guess I got him on like he lost a bet or the wife eventually said ain't having it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's not bring up the wife, right?
Oh, I forgot about that, right? I take it back. Well, you should probably grow the beard out now. Then.
I don't know.
All right.
We should
never mind. We're back. We'll edit that out. No problem. And the Tiger fans go nuts about Castellanos because he's hardly believed to be a Tigers legend, but he murders left-handed pitching. That's all he ever sees. That's the only time he gets in the lineup is when there's a lefty. So there's a reason why he's here and why he's hitting second ahead of guys like Kaline, Tettleton, Trammell, and Gehringer. So,
I'll never be able to think of Castellanos without. Sorry, was it Brenneman with the home run call?
Yeah,
brutal,
memorable. So let's see if he can shake the stink off that.
Oh,
Aubrey Huff's playing a mean third.
Left fielder, Hank Greenberg.
Let's see. Welcome, Jem, and Rob wants us to do a lot of Tampa Bay stuff.
Oh man,
All right.
I mean we can do stuff. Yeah, we'll be creative. Yeah, Miggy leads off because his on base is ridiculous against lefties. Let me see if it sounds ridiculous, but if you look at the Tigers against left-handed pitching. So your top here, like this guy Rudy York can't even crack their roster.
Can't even get it
right. But look at the on base. Well, Heilman's 473, but he's their best hitter. That's why he's hitting 4th. Castellanos is up there,
man.
But look at Cabrera at 447 on base against lefties. So I know Cabrera leading off sounds ridiculous, but if you look
Cecil Fielder is inactive. He's on their farm club, even though
York
he had those.
And Cecil Fielder are fighting to be the first baseman called up from Toledo.
Crazy.
Because Norm Cash and the boys are getting it done. So anyway, that's why you have Miggy leading off. And Castellanos now at 22%, not going anywhere. Yeah, we'll hold them on. It's fine. Okay. Hank Greenberg.
Strike 3.
Right fielder, Harry Heilman.
This guy's an absolute terror. So, look, I mean, they're tiny, but down here, 3-year average, right? 385, 38 doubles, 12 triples, 19 homers, 115 RBIs, 109 runs. That's his average for his peak years. So don't sleep on Harry Heilman.
Strike 3.
Pitching for Detroit, Bill Donovan.
So good.
Leading off for Tampa Bay, right fielder, number 14, Matt Joyce.
Now, if the corner infielders don't terrify you here, it's only because it's against the lefty. But they got Fruit Loops at first, and Miggy at third, and Greenberg as a 4 in left field. So now up the middle, Freehand's a 9, Trammell's a 9, K-Line's a 9, Geringer's an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, Geringer.
Let's pull the.
I'll call him whatever the computer calls him. How's that? And Matt Joyce is not your prototypical leadoff guy, but his on base percentage is ridiculous against right-handed. As you can tell by this lazy pop up to Alan Trammell.
Left fielder, number 17, Austin Meadows.
Catcher's gear. It doesn't bode well. Austin Meadows. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Third baseman, Aubrey Huff.
It says he hit a double, rounded second, changed his mind, tried to get back to second, and got thrown out.
Oh, man.
But the computer didn't seem to know how to animate that. So.
At least they explain it.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Here's Aubrey Huff. Keep it out of the middle against Detroit.
Yeah, I agree with Jim. Jim had another comment.
K-Line.
Seems a little weird having him hit leadoff, but
yeah,
that's a stacked lineup for sure.
Yeah, we could take a look at that. And again, that's exactly the kind of thing we want to hear. And we get some of that feedback on our team specific forums at eternalbaseball.com, but we can take a look at it and see if juggling that around might make more sense. Hang on, I just monkeyed with my light. There we go. Al K-Line, who's a good bunter, but I can't imagine him bunting much.
First baseman, Mickey Tettleton.
Here's Fruit Loops. Great nickname.
Uh-oh.
See, now we're in trouble.
Shortstop, Alan Trammell.
And Snell's thrown 24 pitches, so we might want to get somebody ready. That joke's never getting more. Trammell to Adames. To second.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Second baseman, Charlie Geringer.
Trammell's at 70%. Do we want to throw over there or just... I mean, Navarro's pretty bad. I mean, a 6 with a 4 arm behind the plate. So,
sure,
we might want to keep. I wish you could do the fake the third, throw the first.
That would make my day.
They wouldn't even have to animate it because it never works.
It didn't work once. I think I saw it work once where the guy stepped to third and they half-heartedly looked back to first and the guy was off the bag. So he was like, oh my God.
Right. There had to be one that they show on film, like every certain training, right?
Some guy had a migraine on first base. All right.
Catcher, Bill Freehan.
Here we go, Bill Freehan.
Now that is a jawline.
Right? Yeah. I think he was I'll probably get the story wrong. I think he was the coach for Michigan baseball at the time that Jeter was drafted first, with the first pick of the Yankees, right? High up in that draft. And Jeter was planning to go to Michigan. He's a Michigan kid and was going to go play for the Blue and Mays. And he actually asked Freehan, what do you think I should do? And he was, dude, he just got picked third by the Yankees. Go, run, don't call me, go.
Right.
And some people, Steinbrenner would harass him later because Steinbrenner's from Ohio and is a big Ohio State fan. That part of the reason he drafted Jeter was so he wouldn't play for Michigan.
I love it.
I don't know if that's true, but that would be a very Steinbrenner thing to do, right? Anyway, go free. To Sweetfield and Aubrey Huff.
Designated hitter,
love
number 8, Brandon.
Never doubt.
Computer says Brandon Lowe. So,
yeah, Rob and Jim had another comment.
Oh, here we go.
Jim also played tight end. He looks like a tight end. I'm not going to. Yeah, I believe it.
my favorite bit is that Frank Thomas was a blocking tight end at Auburn for Bo Jackson. Yeah, I could see. Could you imagine Bo coming around the corner and Frank Thomas in pads sitting on you?
That's plausible as well.
Yeah, I could have seen that. Tampa fans, if you're out there, they're saying Brandon Lowe. So let us know if the computer has it wrong. But for now, go get him. Look at that. Now Greenberg's coming.
First baseman, Carlos Pena.
He even got the "nya" right.
Yeah, it's coming along. Much better
Come on,
than last year.
Yeah.
Center fielder, Carl Crawford.
Crawford is a 10 bunter, and we got Cabrera and Tettleton on the corners.
Yes.
So as long as we can get it away from freehand, and Donovan's a 3 defensively as a pitcher. So
No brainer. And then we're stealing second and maybe
look at
third.
that. Look at that. He almost got second
Shortstop,
on the bunt.
number
Oh,
1.
you're sending him. Go,
Adams.
go.
95. And it's against freehand too, right? That's
Jesse, we're going to take third too. This is going to be
Maybe.
amazing.
run, dude. He
Ooh,
looks.
that felt a little. That was a little tighter than I was hoping.
You got to work that animation a little bit. He didn't look safe. I don't
right.
think we're running him at 43%.
Yeah.
But he's in scoring position for Willie Adams. Look at that. Get him on, get him over, get him in.
It's good baseball weather.
Second baseman, number 18, Ben Zobrist.
As a Yankee fan, which I've been pretty open about, I hated Willie Adams. He was always, not so much for what he did, because he wasn't a Yankee killer or anything, but he was always the preening schmo with one leg over the wall in front of the dugout, just waiting to be the first guy out there celebrating like an idiot. I wanted him to get hit with a foul ball so bad with one leg over the protective fence. So, Ben Zobrist.
Strike 3.
Third baseman, Miguel Cabrera.
Oh man, already at the top of the lineup.
See, he gets walks. He's a leadoff guy.
Let's see what his
Designated hitter, Nicholas
Oh man.
Not
Castellanos.
bad. Remember, our catcher is pretty terrible. So, let's see what Castellanos. Oh, look, he's going.
No.
Yeah.
No. Navarro.
Yeah. Whoever hit Biggie leadoff should be fired right now, man. Or more accurately, whoever sent him. Nice and easy.
Left fielder, Hank Greenberg.
That looks a little dangerous.
Oh.
Get there, Austin. Nice.
Catcher, Dionier Navarro.
I always thought there's a reason for it. Maybe, is it the pen? You see how Tampa has that really low wall down the left field line?
Mm.
I always thought guys were going to get killed out there, running hard down the line. Bam. But here's Navarro. Who's asking?
I was going to say that's pretty consistent with his career.
Yeah,
Right
he's
field,
dropped when he gets back to
Joyce.
the dugout. He's like, "Remember, I threw out Miggy."
Yeah, that's how I get you to start 60 games for Tampa.
And that doesn't have it. Oh wait, drop it.
Left fielder, Austin Meadows.
It bounced over the wall for a ground rule double.
Oh wow.
It was poorly animated, I gotta say. But we love action PC baseball, like from DKSports.com. Great game. It's the heart of eternal baseball. Austin Meadows. No.
Third baseman, Aubrey Huff.
They don't want you here anymore, Huff. The fans are calling for your job.
Jim is downplaying Navarro's accomplishments.
Not all leadoff hitters steal bases, right? Like Wade Boggs hit leadoff for a while. So I get that you want your leadoff hitter to be Ricky Henderson, Kenny Lofton.
I kind of agree. I'm sort of used to that stereotype.
Yeah, but
it's
about on base, man. Get on base.
But yeah, I mean, at least we didn't give up stolen base to Miguel Cabrera. That would have been a.
That's honestly, that's not on us. That's on the computer manager who went, said it. Oh,
Right fielder, Harry Heilman.
I'm terrified of Heilman. Look at that. See, and again.
Whoa. Was that a homer?
Center fielder,
yeah, he was in a
Al
hurry.
Kaline.
I'm not sure about why that animation went a little funky, but you could tell off the bat that was going to be trouble, and it was. So there we go. I don't know if I get credit.
I felt like I was watching my daughter's like first baseball season there.
Right? I don't know if I get credit for saying I'm terrified of Harry Heilman and then choosing just to pitch to him normal and he hits a homer. But regardless.
First baseman, Mickey Tettleton.
All right, Mickey. You're going to have to show something or the Rudy York, Norm Cash, Cecil Fielder
Shortstop,
fans are going to
Alan Trammell.
get a little aggressive.
And Huff is like Brooks Robinson over there today.
Right?
Second baseman, Charlie Gehringer.
So he's.
And he's
Coffee
the
a little
answer to a common question.
Designated hitter,
Where's
Brandon
Lou Whitaker?
Lowe.
Where's Lou Whitaker? Love Lou. But Charlie's a Hall of Famer. Not that Lou. Can you believe Lou Whitaker only was on the ballot for 1 year?
Is that all?
He got knocked out. He didn't have 5% of the vote his first year. Gone. And I'm like, Whitaker as a Hall of Famer is a debatable question. But they didn't even debate it. They just went, nah. And I know he was a little flashy off the field, but he wasn't known as like the scourge of writers or anything, right?
Yeah.
But
I wonder if there's something we don't know.
He's one of the guys likely to get in later when they do the committees that look at certain eras. Whitaker was a guy who never really got at least the consideration he deserved. So, here's Brandon Lowe. Is that gone? Wow, laser beam.
Wow.
Even Heilman couldn't catch it.
First baseman, Carlos Pena.
333-foot homer, third on the year for Brandon Lowe. He hit that one kind of low. See what I did there? There's more.
We'll be here all night.
Right, sometimes. Carlos Pena with a single array.
Center fielder, Carl Crawford.
Crawford's not as good a bunter in this situation. They've got him as a 4.
Only a 4?
I didn't know that changed by a situation.
Can you bunt for base hit, though?
You can, or you can bunt for a sacrifice, either way.
Let's bunt for base hit.
All right.
Pummel!
Didn't look foul. 2 strikes, he's got to swing, yeah?
Yeah.
Can't be bunt with 2 strikes. I didn't realize the bunt rating was situational because he was a 10 the last time up.
Yeah, maybe he just can't hit
Shortstop,
the sack.
Willie Adams.
Well, they had bad corner infielders and they were both playing back, so maybe that's why.
You got to send him, right? We have to send him.
Yeah, I got no problem. Nobody out. You want to do a double steal? You
No.
can do a delay, or you can do it straight, or you can not do it at all.
Let's just get him. There's no out, so let's just get him his scoring position there.
So steal, second only.
Yeah.
Almost. Hold on, Willie. Man. Okay. Looks
Right.
like it might be tight. So Willie, let's see what's got. It's through. Gotta be. Go, Carl. All right, do we send Crawford home? Safe chance, 62%. But there's nobody out, and it'd be first and third.
That's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
With them.
So here we go. Run, Carl. We don't send Adames to second, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because they could cut the throw and he's dead. So no. Run, run, run. All right.
Second baseman,
Friends
Van Zobrist.
got the baseball.
I'm on a roll, Matt. 3 for 3, right?
I know, right? I'm just going to defer from now on. Ben Zobrist. Donovan's in trouble, man. We're beating him up. Send Adames home. Safe chance, 58%.
Let's do it, man. We got the house money right now. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. But Zobrist the third at 50%.
Nah.
Run. Oh, he's in there.
Catcher.
Hey, look at me.
Okay.
Maybe we should do every game, man, for Tampa. We might
Right.
get better.
Because I'm a little nervous about the computer knowing when to pull guys. I'm going to pop over here and control them for a second. And this wasn't the way it was in season 1, but the software did update. So I don't want it to be a glitch that causes this to get out of hand. If we beat them to death, great. But let's see. Detroit. Their long guy is Lolich. He's a lefty. Yes. And then I think it's George Mullen. It's either Mullen or Bunning. Bunning's a better pitcher. So we'll get Jim Bunning up as a righty. It's fine. And then again, I'm not making any decisions for them. I didn't change anything in this game. I just got two guys warming up because they probably should have somebody going in the pen at this point. So Navarro's ready for some redemption. Yeah. Fine.
Right fielder, Matt, Joyce.
You're not here for your glove, Navarro. Just saying.
He's a good
Left
clubhouse
fielder,
guy.
Austin, Meadows.
He might get out of this. Well, 4 runs in, but.
Strike 3.
All right.
Catcher, Bill, Freehan.
He rebounded a little bit. Snell has got 34 pitches left in him, so he should make it through the 5th. Maybe the 6th.
Ooh,
Foul ball.
oh, too bad.
And yeah,
Third
we
baseman,
know Crawford
Miguel
is a left fielder
Cabrera.
by trade, but he plays enough center to get by. All right, here's Miggy. Not this.
Designated hitter, Nicholas, Castellanos.
Eats up lefties.
Left fielder, Hank, Greenberg. Right fielder, Harry,
More play.
Heilman.
First and third, 2 out, and Heilman, who I'm terrified of. Behind him is K-Line, though, so it's no break. Do we pitch around him?
Let's
Or
go.
just go after him?
Yeah, let's go at him.
Look at that. You haven't got one wrong yet.
This is kind of frightening, to be honest.
Third baseman, Aubrey, Huff.
All right, Huff, hitting 190 on the season with 1 homer, 6 RBIs.
So
Yeah.
will they sit their guys down, or do you have to do that manually?
They'll do it. Yeah, they'll do it. If a guy's really cold, and they'll do it for injury or rest, right? Like they catchers, if they catch more than 10 games straight, their stats start to fade.
But I mean, the bullpen right there looks like all their guys. Oh yeah.
They should.
Oh, we can watch it, monitor.
I mean, yeah, at some point, usually once you get to 3 exclamation points, it means they're warm enough that their pitch count will start dropping if you keep them up. So
Gotcha.
we'll keep an eye on that. But Donovan really put it together at the end of that inning, right? Count 1, 2, 3.
Designated hitter, Brandon, Low.
Low.
Strike 3.
First baseman, Carlos, Pena.
Rob's got a new nickname for Harry Heilman.
Maybe Halloween, Harry. Being terrified of him. Maybe.
Center fielder, Carl, Crawford.
Bunt 10 with Crawford.
We're doing it, man. This is
Just like easy money, right? Look, it's beautiful.
look at that.
I thought they might get Pena at second.
Shortstop, Willie, Adams.
And here's the base Steelers nightmare. Crawford's 94% to go. Pena's 15%. And with 2 outs, that means not a chance.
Hit and run.
Oh, I could have. Probably should have. Anyway, Willie Adams out of it.
Center fielder, Al, Kaline.
All right. Since they're not sitting down, Bunning or Lowich, I'm going to do it. Because obviously they're not bringing them into the game. So sit Lowich, sit Bunning. Okay. Snell is strong, but he's got 13 pitches left. So we got righty, switch, righty, left, righty, 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 righty. So mainly right-handed coming up. I'm not that familiar with the Tampa bullpen, but let's take a look. And see who's our longest guys that can really limit right-handers. McClanahan is 234 for writers against. They got some good arms. But these are starters too. Like we're not using Glass now. We're not using Archer. We're not using David Price. But it looks like, unless you want to piece together a bunch of short guys, which is kind of what Tampa does.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney, I think, is their closer. But we could do Alex Coleman or Brad Boxberger. They're both great, but they only throw like 20 pitches each, so they are 1 inning guys.
Sure. Okay.
So, all right, let's go with Alex is the best number. So, get ready. Actually, well, no, probably they can. A pure reliever can get ready basically in 1 batter and a mound trip. So, Coleman can be ready as soon as we need it. Meanwhile, it's Snell and Kayla. Catch it. Lovely.
First baseman, Mickey Tettleton.
Who got injured?
Oh, was someone hurt? I missed it.
Yeah.
Kaline tweaked a hamstring. He'll have to leave the game.
Oh, man.
I missed that. Here's Mickey.
Strike 3.
Shortstop, Alan Trammell.
Maybe while I'm moving Cabrera around, we can readdress the first base position against lefties. Here's Alan. Snell only has 3 pitches left.
He's got travel. No worries.
Trammell is also 330 against left-handers, 318 against righties.
Don't tell me the numbers, Mark.
All right, hey, you're not wrong yet. So look at that, and Huff's gonna just gobble this up.
Did he get him?
No,
Come on, Aubrey.
Shirley Gehringer.
Wow.
Snell has 2 pitches before he gets tired. Gehringer's better against.
He's
righties
one more out.
than lefties, so
One more out. He's through 6. Let's do
all right.
it.
Yeah, we got some room to play. Look at that.
There we
Tap,
go.
tap, tap. Just like that.
Second baseman, Ben Zobrist.
All right, Ben Zobrist. Donovan can throw 150 pitches before he's tired, so they don't need any relief apparently. Poor play. Yeah.
Catcher, Dionir Navarro.
He's an okay bunter, but we're up 4 runs, so
Yeah, might as well sacrifice. I mean, it's not going to do any better.
I don't think he can bunt for a hit because come on.
Or no, just sack. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to
Give
pop
him
out
up.
anyway, right? So,
Just give him up.
nice.
He
Well
made it
done.
competitive,
Right fielder, Matt Joyce.
though. That's not going to get it done.
Left fielder, Austin Meadows.
Ooh.
He's going sideways. He's probably got it.
Catcher, Bill Freehan.
Look at that, 98 in bright red. Snell appears fine.
Anytime they give you an update on his status, it means he's about to implode.
Welcome to the game, Alex.
Pitching for Tampa Bay, number 48, Alex Colomb.
God,
Okay. For today, anyway.
Strike 3.
Did you see Rob's comment?
Miguel Herrera.
Great. Fair enough. Fair enough. I assume it was just like an electric shock to the bench. It's like, yeah, you want to keep
It's
Snell's arm.
Designated
It's like the Manchurian candidate where he's up like in the rafters.
Yep. You want to keep Snell's arm healthy, though, for when you trade him to San Diego.
Ooh, that was a call for, man.
A
Ouch.
little sharp. A little sharp. Does he get him? He does. Really don't. Getting it done.
Third baseman, Aubrey Huff.
All right, Huff.
See if Tom Brenneman wants to call in these games with us.
That's not a bad idea. It's probably got free time.
Designated hitter, Brandon Lowe.
One of the early voices of the Diamondbacks, and we would book him on our radio show. I was the producer, not the host, But we would book him all the time. Nice guy. Just every mic's a hot mic. I
Yes.
actually went to broadcasting school. That's day one, right? Have you ever turned on the Eternal Baseball podcast and heard Brett and I just ripping a player up and down? No, that's on the pre-show.
That's like a gun safety class, right?
Right, exactly. Because if you get that wrong as a broadcaster, it may as well be a gun, right?
Ah, man, yeah.
That career is over. Brandon. Look at Aubrey Huff. Going to tear around third. Maybe not.
You know what, man? Greenberg's he's got the Barry Bonds on him today.
True.
I think we send him, man.
Look, you're going to get to make the call.
Let's do it.
You're rolling the hot dice. But there's nobody out, and he's only got a 46% chance.
You know, man, I'm feeling it, aren't you? I don't know.
Obviously, I'm not.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We're up 4. We got a little bit of leeway.
I keep disagreeing with you, and you keep being
right.
right. So.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it. And we're due to get thrown out, but it's Aubrey Huff. Yeah.
We're not too late now. We're not sending low to second, though, are we? At
no.
50%? Okay. Run, Aubrey.
First baseman,
You're so
Carlos
money and you don't even
Pena.
know it. Or maybe you do know it. You should take a victory lap.
Do you know how to wager online? Is that something you know?
You just got to call up. Oh God, what's that? The one
if anybody knows a bookie in Salt Lake, please post it. Post this after. Or
just watch. Turn on an NFL game. The first commercial, there'll be somebody telling you to make it rain.
Is it which one is that? DraftKings or
DraftKings, I think, yeah. Oh boy, Payne. Get it, Tettleton. He might
Center
have
fielder,
two, but he
Carl
didn't know to get back
Crawford.
First after the throw. He actually ran to home plate.
His mask fell over his face. Yeah,
he forgot to take his mask off before he threw, and it interfered. Pena is 63% to steal second. And
not feeling that one. Not feeling
Crawford's
that one.
a 4 bunter now, again, in a different situation.
That's strange. Well, let's just swing away.
All right, Carl Crawford.
No. Okay.
Shortstop,
now,
Willie Adams.
Steal.
Off it goes.
We're just single-handedly.
Not even a throw. Man.
All right, let's. 23%. Come on.
Remember, this is Tampa, Carl Crawford, not Boston, Carl Crawford.
And you're digging the entire AL East here tonight.
Man, I was, as a Yankee fan, nothing makes me happier than when they pay big money for a guy who tanks immediately, right? And there were a couple there in a row, right? It was Carl Crawford passing the baton to Adrian Gonzalez, passing the baton to
Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
dude. They had a shot like first day of spring training. He was playing in just a shirt, right, not a jersey, and they got a shot of him throwing the ball and the whole belly just hanging out under the shirt. And
that was the signing. I was like, man, what are you doing? Like, I mean, there's no way this guy is going to show up in shape. But
when a guy who is that close to free agency can't keep it together until he signs, right?
Yeah.
Like you should be on the Jenny Craig all year. And then when you get your money, do whatever you want.
Well, I mean, he wasn't putting up Prince Fielder numbers either, right?
No,
it wasn't that obvious. It's like, well, okay, like, we don't need much more from him. He'll hit 320 with 40 homers, but yeah, looks like Rob isn't much of a Rays fan either, huh? Is he in the Yankee tradition also?
That might just be Huff as a person.
Oh, okay.
But the other guy, Zion Williamson, the kid from Duke, who's with New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
They were bitched about him in college of like how they would have Big Mac eating contests and he could put down like 7 or something. And I'm like,
that seems a little low for some of those athletes. Like,
I'm saying it at 19, sure. Right. But I got this sneaky suspicion that Zion Williamson's going to be Oliver Miller by 30. So
I mean, you remember Greg Oden, man, for the Blazers. I mean, Greg Oden looked like he was 45 when they drafted him. It's like with creaky knees. It's like,
oh man.
Anyway,
I was at McFarland at the time, and we made a figure of Greg Oden based on how high he went in that draft. You can still find those on eBay. Radios. Unopened.
Oh, all right. Rob clarified it. It is a Huff as a person issue. Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right. Willie Downs, who I still don't like. I think Crawford ran on his own.
Left fielder.
I don't remember.
Greenberg.
Did you hit that?
I didn't send him. He's feeling froggy. Okay. Well, that's not on us.
Well, yeah, I take no responsibility for that one.
The streak is intact.
So just to make a note, you and Rob haven't said anything derogatory about Toronto yet. So if you guys want to get that in the last 2 innings.
Toronto. Somebody said, a Blue Jay fan on their Facebook page, not the Blue Jays Facebook page, but one of their affiliated groups said, hey, can we drop Roberto Alomar and Roberto Osuna just on character alone?
Oh.
And I said, we basically what we've done with Eternal Baseball is we just use the numbers. And yeah, I get it. Especially there's a Pirates fan who mentioned that Javier Vasquez probably shouldn't be on the all-time Pirates team, even though his numbers are ridiculous.
It was Felipe, right? Was it
Felipe? Sorry,
yeah.
Javier. Felipe, Javier, totally fine. And
yeah.
might have been a Pirate, but he played everywhere. But yeah, Felipe Vasquez, it's kind of a John Wetland kind of thing, right? Just would rather.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
But by and large, be it cork bat, be it steroids, be it raging jerk like Ty Cobb, whatever warts players have had, we just let the numbers be the numbers, and that's where we're at least right now. And on a completely different edge of that spectrum, Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson and Eddie Sakat, I forget, another one of the Black Sox pitchers. They're in Eternal Baseball, so the numbers are the numbers. That's where we're standing at least for now.
That was Italian, right? Cicotte?
Is that how you say it?
It's Cicotte?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that Italian? Should I defer?
I think it is, but I've been known to mess that up. Sometimes it turns out to be Portuguese, and I make a fool out of myself.
Fair enough.
So I apologize in advance.
Rob,
clarify. Let's see. Don't give me. Oh, Canadian bacon. Yes.
Oh, I get it.
Right fielder, Harry Heilman.
I'm not scared of him with nobody on and a 6-1 lead. But Alex here is running low on pitches. And we got 2 lefties, a switch, and a righty. So it might be time for a lefty. Sorry, Tampa. That would be Jake McGee, who I always thought was underrated.
Yeah.
Didn't surprise. You can tell by our fantasy baseball league. I'm all in on Jake McGee closing games in San Fran. But yeah, let's get Jake one. Aubrey Huff.
Center fielder, Ty Cobb.
Vacuum over there.
Oh, hey, speaking of the guy I just disparaged, are we bringing the corners in on Cobb, the 10 bunter?
Do we have to make decisions if we're up by more than 5 runs?
You don't have to.
All right. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm bringing him in. Just because I made him mad.
Get Aubrey Huff murdered.
Cobb is in for K-Line in center field because K-Line turned an ankle last night.
Oh.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Oh, man.
First baseman,
Cobb,
Mickey
the only guy who wanted
Tettleton.
a pencil sharpener down at first base, right? Just to, Willie. Let's try to pick him off and make him mad.
Hey.
94.
All right. Pitch out. Let's let Navarro shine, man. This is his moment.
Oh, and now Coleman's tired.
It's like, man.
Yeah, Tettleton's a little better against lefties and righties, but it's not a big split. So, good thing we got Jake McGee ready.
Pitching for Tampa Bay, number 51, Jake McGee.
I got to get a new picture for him. That doesn't look intimidating at all. That looks like middle school PE teacher right there.
Yeah. I could Photoshop some background in.
Right? Maybe some lightning bolts and explosions. All right, Mickey.
Strike 3.
Look at that.
All right, here we go.
And here goes Willie.
Strike 3.
No,
Second baseman, Ben Zobrist.
Donovan's just going. He's like, I'm doing it.
Let's see. One more out, and it might be time to get Rodney ready. So he can fire up that bow.
Catcher, Dione
Oh, it's
Navarro.
6-1. We don't need a closer.
Yeah, that's just
Not
it.
yet. Run, Navarro,
Oh, he's got
run.
it. He's got it.
Maybe. No.
Oh.
You got him. Oh, we can challenge it.
Yes, challenge.
Absolutely.
And then we're sending him.
We might.
Yes.
Right fielder,
Love it.
Matt Joyce.
14% to steal second.
Let's hit and run, man. We're the house money right now.
More like hit and jog. But fine. There he goes.
Whoa, did he take the ball with him?
Hard to say.
Shortstop,
Oh, he
Alan
did. Okay.
Trammell.
Yeah, I got it. All right, so
Let's
we've
just do it.
got
Let's-
17 pitches in Jake McGee, so we'll see
We're
how
good.
this first rounder goes before we.
Strike 3.
Second
Go!
baseman, Charlie Gehringer.
This game has gone swimmingly, man.
Yeah,
Doesn't usually go this smoothly.
Tampa's a beast.
Just gonna get him up.
I'm just going to get him up just in case. You know what? No, it doesn't have to be Rodney. We'll go with Kittredge since I got him back on the roster. Just in case McGee runs out of gas.
If he makes this play.
Aubrey Huff. Oh!
Catcher, Bill Freehan.
I mean, we could have go with a defensive replacement over there if we wanted to. It's a little late for that one out, but
It kind of makes it more exciting. I gotta be honest.
well, it's exciting at 6-1. It's less so at 6-5. But all right, McGee. Yeah. Get it, Ben.
Tag him. Ooh,
Look, it's beautiful.
man.
And we
Butter.
win. This game's so easy.
The final
sometimes.
score from Tropicana Field, Tampa Bay 6, Detroit 1. Blake Snell picks up the win. He is now 1-1 on the season. Bill Donovan is the loser. He is now 0-3. Harry Heilman hit home run number 2 on the season. Brandon Lowe hit number 3. Time of the game, 3 hours, 12 minutes.
And all we gave up was that weird pinball wizard home run to Harry.
Yeah,
Heilman,
as Rob
right?
said, Rob, occasionally they have to let us have it or else we just stop playing. So
Yeah. And over here we always check this out. This SDF, that stands for stuff. And it can be nothing. It can be a plus, 2 pluses, a minus, or 2 minuses. So Donovan actually had good stuff, but we kind of put it 14 hits.
look at Crawford, 3 stolen bases. I love it.
Yeah, let's see who's probably player of the day. Let's see. For today. Oh, Willie Thomas. Good news for Tiger fans. K-Line's ankle was a today only injury. So he won't miss any time. But yeah, let's see. Thomas, 2 for 4, 1 run, 3 RBI. I kind of like Crawford's 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 steals, but potato. But I do feel like we did right by the Tampa faithful.
Yes.
Considering how overlooked they were last year. So that's the last game of tonight's schedule. I'll get that box score up on our homepage. And then we'll have another a full slate of games starting tomorrow. We run our series Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then, wait. How does it work? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the new series. Then we have Friday off. Then Saturday, Sunday, Monday is how it rolls. So we'll have the last of the 3 game sets on Monday, whole new sets on Tuesday. If you're new to Eternal Baseball, thanks for joining us tonight. You can catch we would call them old but classic editions of the podcast on YouTube, or you can always find us at eternalbaseball.com. On Facebook, we're Eternal Baseball. On Instagram, we're Eternal Baseball. So Twitter too. Almost forgot about Twitter. There's all sorts of places. If you look for us, you can find us. If you go to our website, you can also sign up for our newsletter. It's totally free. Comes out on Fridays on our only off day, game-wise. And
extremely well written by Mark himself.
I appreciate that. And if you have a suggestion for a lineup, let us know and we'll look into it. We got a suggestion maybe Miggy shouldn't lead off for Detroit against lefties. So we'll take a look. We do have team-specific message boards at eternalbaseball.com. So take a look at what we've got. If you think it could be better, let us know. As always, if the stats bear it out, we'll make the change. We always say we will never know a team better than its diehard fans. And we want every team to be as competitive as possible. So that's it for this week.
Yeah, well, thanks, Rob. Thanks, Jim, for joining us. Always enjoy having comments, and that was a fun game.
Happy holidays, everybody, and we will see you next week
Good night,
for another thrilling edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.